on the worst. We're going to talk about the game with the worst water level that the Nintendo ever produced. Ultra Games' Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the Nintendo. Special thanks to NintendoComplete, whose playthrough I used to refresh my memory on the game after having played it all the way through a few times much earlier this year. In this heinously, hideously horrible game, you get to play as 4 different flavors of shit, whose moves are all basically really rather similar. Hold up and hit strike to swing upward, just hit the attack button to swing forward, hold down and swing, hold down and hit the swing button to swing downward. The only character that I even bothered playing with at all was Donatello with the staff. His range is great. There's really no reason at all to play as Raphael because his range is horrible and his hitbox is just... He's just not really that good, actually. And definitely the worst character by far is, as far as range swinging goes, as Raphael, with a very, very close second being Michelangelo. So after a completely cheese 80s, really early 8-bit cinema that's just 2 or 3 freeze frames strung together to look kind of like it's moving, and with April captured by Shredder once again looking like something like from a BDSM video, the first problem of the game starts when you start out on the map mode. During map, there's large bluish trucks that look kind of like steamrollers. If those even touch your turtle, you are dead. Do not let the life bar mislead you. You are gone, period, if those things touch you. And the open sewer holes is how one of the great ways to avoid those. But we'll get into those. We'll dive into the depths of degradation and just wallow in filth in the sewer there later. Pressing start allows you to access a pause menu where Splinter and sometimes April has 1 or 2 line sentences of 80s encouragement stupidity to tell you. But Splinter actually sometimes helps you. From there, you also can switch between the turtles. But again, why the hell would you? Leonardo's range is not horrid. You might place him, I would guess. His range is about half what Donatello's is. But one of the big mistakes in the overall design that's going to definitely merit at least 2 flushes is that there's no reason to play as any of the turtles but Donatello. Speaking of sewers, someone needs to call sanitation department on these mothers. There's alien bugs, there's Mousers, there's foot soldiers, which for some reason they explode. And as I recall in the movies, they were not robots. That's probably due to Nintendo's certain very specific policies about showing certain kinds of violence in what they made. They at the time this game was produced, they had a rather strict censorship policy. They would not show certain very specific things, such as religious icons. So after wallowing your way through the first grimy, muck-infested shit pile sewer, you get a moronically easy fight against Bebop. And Rocksteady's present too, but he doesn't really do anything, but you just walk away with April in a freeze cinematic. Now, I know that kind of Bebop's thing was he would run at you like a wild hog, but come on, man, he didn't really even try. He does this feeble jump kick shit that's just like, why? This game is such an obvious ripoff, I can barely bear it. Now that I'm reviewing this game for the first time in a long time, aside from playing it not very critically thinking at all, I'm realizing it's a fucking Ninja Gaiden clone. Who remembers the damn level? And I don't mean the damn DAMN level. I mean, well, I do, but I meant the damn you have to go through to find the freaking bombs, where you have to swim through 3 Mile Islands, a heavy water lake, and dodge my old arch nemesis from this game, which was the end of a lot of people's playthrough of the game. Those blasted radioactive coral things. It's too. Their hitbox was so far off the mark that their hitbox would hit you while you were not even anywhere even remotely close to them, because some tiny speck of your hitbox touched them. So before this review gets too long for me to even bear, because I could shit on this game all day, it's that bad. The main really things that make it have 4 flushes in every single category are the controls are not that great. There's no reason to play as anyone but Don unless you just suck as Don. And if you suck as Don, I feel sorry for you, because there ain't much you can do here. Because Raphael and Michelangelo, their range sucks, and Leo's range is garbage too, and it's just garbage. Period. So overall design 4 flushes, storyline 2 flushes, controls 2.5, graphics 4 flushes definitely. This game is not a royal flush, but it's really, really close to it. The only reason I'm giving it some slack is because it has a great variety of power-ups, an interesting manner of using teamwork where you can switch immediately without having to go anywhere. You just hit start and then switch. And lots of my favorite food ever, pizza, which gives you more life at varying amounts. The downsides, of course, being no Krang, none of the really very side characters at all. For some idiotic reason, they decided to make the Technodrome a boss, and it's like the turtles are like the size of Godzilla while they're fighting it for some reason. And no Krang, which, let's face it, Krang was one of the main memorable characters of the whole show. Let's get real here for a second. That's why the villains from these shows are sometimes the reason why you even bother watching the show to start with. So there's later TMNT games that are great. This one's the turd of the bunch. Flush it as fast as you can and never admit you played it.